We were discussing about concurrency control. So first we will revisit the concurrency control first, then we'll try to see some important concept related to concurrency control. Okay. So first thing is that what is concurrency control? So in a DBMS, concurrency control manages simultaneous access to a database. That is the first thing. So in a DBMS, concurrency control manages simultaneous access to a database. Manages the simultaneous access. So we have seen in the last class how simultaneous access are used to happen, and then similar thing also can happen to processes in operating systems. So with that perspective, we discuss critical section. Okay. So mainly it manages the simultaneous access to database, because one database, let's say one process is accessing it, another process, the same data X cannot access. Okay, it cannot access, otherwise there will be writing conflict, data will be erroneous. Okay, so that is not possible. So it presents this concurrency control, it presents two users prevents, not presents, sorry, it prevents two user or more than two users from editing the same record at the same time. Okay, what it does, so this is first point, this second point, it prevents two users or more than two users from editing the same record at the same time. So it prevents, it's never allowed more than one process to access the same data at the same time. Okay, so here that example I have given, if X is the variable or data, these two processes are accessing it at the same time. So if this is in time t1 happening, this also time t1 happening, then this is not accepted. Okay, this is then what to do, then for this concurrency control comes into the picture. Okay. So how to, and also at the same time, and also serializes. So if there are n number of processes that are willing to access the DBMS portion, then what it will do, it will serialize. So serialization concept also we'll learn in detail. And also realizes transaction or backup and recovery. This is what it does. Next is one example of such problem already you have seen. Let's say we have two transactions, T1 and T2. Yesterday class also you have seen. Let's say this is transaction A, transaction B. So in transaction A, what is happening? Read item X. The same time, read item X is happening here as well as here, both. Okay, let's say this is T1 time. At T2 time, X minus N, and here X plus M. And then here it is time T3, write item. So here whatever the deduction happens, writing is happening here. That means the values of X is getting committed or saved here at this position, and at this position here also similarly writing is happening, writing X. Okay. And then read item. So in this case we have seen that conflict will arise. Okay, so we can write this thing in a better way. Here, so there are few phenomena happens. So first phenomena is called concept which is related to this thing is called lost update. Going to see lost update. What happens? Let us write the same query just in a proper order. So let's say this is T1. The first call lost update. This is T1, this is T2, and here in between you have read item X equal to same query in a order wise I am writing, so that understanding will be little bit easy. And by this process we will learn what is lost update. Really lost update we have shown in the last class, but today more detail will so assume that a bank transactions happening here. Okay, So we have two bank transaction T1 and transaction T2. Transaction T1 and transaction T2. So here you can write one transaction T1 is doing it's happening here. Let's say T1 is being transferring. Transaction T1 is doing transfer. T1 means which one? This one. It is doing a transfer of funds. Transfer of funds from account X to account Y. So this is my account X. This is my account Y. So what it is doing, it is just transferring the fund from account X to account Y. Which transaction? Transaction T1. So we have two transactions. One is transaction T1, another one is transaction T2. One thing I forgot, which is I can put it here, is that time is this one. Time. It time. Time is flowing like this. So this is what happening. Transaction T1 is transferring the funds. So let's say that X initially we are taking it as X is 80, rupees 80. So initially let's assume that X is rupees 80, and N that we are transferring from here to here. We are transferring N from this location. N is not. Right, okay. Time is coming like this. So here initially let's assume that the value of X is nothing but rupees 8, which is getting transacted from account X to account Y. Here is the N. Means that means 80 will be transferred from here to here. So that is getting the N is getting transferred here. This is what happening. And another transaction, which is nothing but T2. Other transaction T2 is doing a deposit. This guy to T2 is doing a other transaction here. Transaction T2 deposit to account X. Here, let's say how much addition M is doing. Let's say M is doing addition 4, is 4. Here N is 5 and M is 4. So 4 will be transferred rupees. These are all rupees. Because yesterday class we have same example we have taken as airplane seat booking, okay, reserving the seat in the flight. Today we are seeing it in terms of transactions. Okay, so account X, so Other transaction T2 doing a deposit to account X. This is what it is doing. Now let T1 and T2 submitting the approximately same time. This is T1 and T2 submitting approximately at the same time. Let's assume that. Here you can write, let assume T1, T2 submitting the amount or whatever. T1 and T2 are submitted, not submitting. Submitted. Submitted at approximately same time. That means if it is happening in X time, T1 time, this is 2 time. This is also happening in the same time, T1 and T2. Then let's assume that time stamp you can. Okay. Happening in the same time. People submitting the submitted at approximately same time, and their operations are interleaved as shown here. So operations are interleaved. Okay. Now then the final value of X, then if it is happening, then final value of X, which is what, this one, this X, whatever, here X is there, here also X is there. Final value of X is incorrect. Final value of X will be incorrect. That means this X value will be incorrect. Before it will be incorrect because T2 reads, T2 means which one? This transaction. T2 reads X before T1 changes it in the database. Okay. Where it is changing the database, the value that has been changed here. Okay. T2 reads it. T2 reads this one before this fellow change it, right? And T2 here itself reads the X. Okay. And hence the updated value resulting from T1 is lost. That means the value that has been updated here is lost here. Now one example, lost here. Okay. So one example, if you take here, for example, let's say X already you have taken as 80, X equal to rupees 80 you have taken, okay, and N equal to is 5 you have taken. Okay, here it is at the start. So that means here the value of X is nothing but 80, and here the value of N is nothing but 5. So if you subtract it, this is 75, and then this value is being read by transaction T2. Transaction T2 read it by 75. 25 plus M, let's say the value of M is 4 here, nothing but 79. This should have been the correct answer. This should have been the correct answer. But what is happening? Because but this is not happening, right? Yeah, so here this update is not happening because this is also happening T1 T2 type here. Update won't be reflected, this update won't be reflected. So finally what will happen here is that this 80 will be here, 80 plus 4 will be updated, which is nothing but 84. So final answer will be 84. This when it will be written here, it will be 84. So so but it will, here you can write it, but it will, the value will be, it will be 84 because the update, because the update in T1, update in T1 is happening here itself, right? 75 is happening here after you write, but before that T2 reads it. So that's why the problem. Okay. So once update happens, then only 75 would have, 79 would have become, the value of x would have become 79. But that should have been the answer. But this, the read of this x will be nothing but 80 only, because update is happening after this thing. Okay. So the update in T1, that removed, is 5 from x was lost, okay. And this concept is called lost update. And in some of the sources in the internet, I found it, some websites, I don't know whether it's authentic or not. In the book I haven't found, they're mentioning it as a right conflict, that you have to clarify. Okay, right conflict, they're mentioning it as right conflict, so that we have to clarify. But this concept is called lost update concept. This is very interesting, and this is lost update is done. What is the time now? Next is also a very interesting concept. Second one, another phenomena happened. An interesting concept which is related to the concurrency control, which is temporary update or dirty read problem. Dirty read problem. Okay. So this problem occurs when one transaction, similar type of things only. Okay, just slight problem, slight difference compared to lost update. This dirty read problem is similar, almost similar. Just that this problem occurs when one transaction updates a database. I can write it over here. This, let me write it in other color. This problem, which problem? This dirty read problem occurs when one transaction updates a database item, and then transaction fails for some reason. some reason or reasons. Meanwhile, transaction fails, okay, due to some reason. Meanwhile, but in that time, meanwhile, when the failure happens, meanwhile the update, transaction fails for some reason. What could be the reason? Server crash or power failure or something else, some other external thing or internal things, software crash or something. Meanwhile, it happens, and meanwhile the update item is accessed, that means read by another transaction before it is changed back to its original value. Okay, now once failure happens, what is the ideal case? Ideal case is that immediately rollback will happen and it will go to the scratch where it has done, where it has happened. So let's say you are doing ATM transaction, and after that ATM transactions, some failure happens, power failure or some server crash or something. So officially from your account, let's say 100 rupee has been deducted, okay, and that has, and you get an SMS, but actually when you are in front of the ATM, you are not getting that cash. So such kind of situation happens sometimes. Okay? So that kind of situation. So in that case, what is the ideal case is that nothing should be executed, no operation should be executed until this whole thing roll back, and let's go to the it used to go to the scratch and again start from initial. That is a rule. Okay, so one example, if you see, means you'll understand this in a better way. Let's say I have T1, another transaction T2. So here in T1, read item X, and then X equal to X minus N. Write item X, and in T2 read item X equal to M, and the write then here okay, so two transaction, and on this side it is time as usual. So what just happened, let's say after reading this is getting subtracted, reading this and is subtracted, here failure happens, failure or fail due to some reasons. But so at this time, what should be done? It has to, once failure happens, immediately whatever the X value, that value has to be rolled back, go to the initial condition. No further things would happen, because here let's say power failure or something happened. It has to go back, it has to roll back. but in this case, in case of dirty read problem, it is not happening. Let's say here T1 updates item X. Here you can write here T1 updates then X, and then fail for the system must change X back to its original value. This is nothing but original value should go. Let's say here X equal to 50, N equal to, so this is 45. Then this thing happened, failure happened, so no further operation should carry forward, so it should be carried out, but it has to go and roll back. So here original value should get, that means again it should get 50, not 45. The further thing should not happen on based on 45. So here you can write that before it can do so, however, transaction T2 reads the temporary value of X, which will not be recorded permanently, okay, which will not be permanently in the database. Because of the failure of T1. So here I can write that after this, therefore the value value X that is the value X that is read by T2 called dirty data. The value X that is read by T2 is called dirty read, okay. Sometimes in the web it has been found, I have found that this technique also referred as write read conflict. That I have to clarify more, okay. Write read conflict. Until now in the book it is not mentioned, but in the web I have found such kind of things, so that we will see. Just you don't directly believe this write read conflict, to go through the book, okay. But many places it has been mentioned like that. So this is there, and then we have another two concepts that we'll see later on. One is that unrepeatable read problem. Third one, unrepeatable read problem.